All right, guys. So we've done some stories on Biden sort of flipping the bird to Trump a number of times on his way out the door. And this is another good one right here. So this is from the Daily Beast. Biden uses 72-year-old law to give Trump a slap in the face before MAGA 2.0. The White House move could create a roadblock to one of President-elect Trump's major plans. All right, so let's dive into this. President Biden is taking action to protect 625 million acres of offshore areas from future oil and gas drilling, the White House announced Monday, in a move which could frustrate plans of the incoming Donald Trump administration. Biden is invoking the 1953 Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act to prevent new fossil fuel developments off the east and west coasts of the U.S., as well as in the eastern Gulf of Mexico and Alaska's North Bering Sea. The law gives presidents the power to permanently withdraw parts of the outer continental shelf from future oil and gas leasing, but doesn't include a provision for how another president could revoke such an order. Trump would therefore likely have to get Congress to change the law before he could undo Biden's action. Biden's decision, which could pose problems for Trump's plans to quickly ramp up fossil fuel production when he returns to office this month, was condemned by Trump's incoming press secretary, quote, "This is a disgraceful decision designed to exact political revenge on the American people who gave President Trump a mandate to increase drilling and lower gas prices," Carolyn Levitt wrote in a post on X. "Rest assured, Joe Biden will fail, and we will drill, baby, drill." In a statement, President Biden said drilling in the areas he's seeking to protect could cause irreversible damage to places we hold dear and is unnecessary to meet our nation's energy needs. "It is not worth the risks," Biden said, "as the climate crisis continues to threaten communities across the country and we are transitioning to a clean energy economy. Now's the time to protect these coasts for our children and grandchildren." Look, this is actually a big deal because you had a lot of green and renewable technology investment in the Inflation Reduction Act, for example. There would have been even more in Build Back Better, but we got plenty of it in the Inflation Reduction Act. And this is fulfilling the other side of that equation, right? Because to this point, Biden actually did the all the above approach, all the above, where it's like, let's do more oil drilling, but also invest in green and renewable technology. And now on his way out, he's going, all right, let's phase off this oil shit. And I'll let Trump deal with the fallout of making it so we can't oil drill in so many different new places, right? And by the way, just from a planetary and environmental perspective, this is the right call, right? You can make the argument that from an economic perspective, it would actually be much better for business, et cetera, if you allow the oil drilling. But look, I mean, literally downtown Los Angeles is on fire right now as I talk to you guys. Climate change is out of control. We have these natural disasters on a regular basis, and they're costing billions now. It's going to cost trillions in the long run. Lord only knows how deep the damage is that we're doing. And so at some point, we got to make that jump. We got to make that leap. This is a good step in the right direction. Now, the question is Trump going to find a way around this, right? Is he going to say, well, you did it by executive order or you did it by invoking some old law? I'm just going to write an executive order that takes the opposite position. Like, I could see him doing that and then enacting it, and then it would have to go through the court system. And they're right-wing hacks in the court system, so they probably will side with Trump. But at least in theory, this is Biden doing something that Trump can't easily reverse. Mike Summers, the president of oil and gas industry group American Petroleum Institute, claimed in a statement that the Biden administration decision is politically motivated. Oh, you don't say. Is it politically motivated when you want to drill anywhere and everywhere because that's how you make your money? No, that's not politically motivated, right? It's just politically motivated when somebody says, let's save the planet and not do that. Congress and the incoming administration should fully leverage the nation's vast offshore resources as a critical source of affordable energy, government revenue, and stability around the world, Summers said. We urge policymakers to use every tool at their disposal to reverse this politically motivated decision and to restore a pro-American energy approach to federal leasing. Biden highlighted in his announcement the bipartisan support that has been given to protecting certain areas from drilling. From California to Florida, Republican and Democratic governors, members of Congress, and coastal communities alike have worked and called for greater protection of our ocean and coastlines from harms that offshore oil and natural gas drilling can bring. Basically, he's saying no more, man. No more new oil and gas drilling. We got plenty right now. It's time to go in the opposite direction. And Trump, I'm sure, is going to get in there and try to reverse that. But, look, this is what the Republican Party is, right? And it really is not ideological on the part of the Republicans. It really is. They just take a colossal amount of money from the fossil fuel industry. Big oil and gas. And this is them serving their donors. And so they want to drill anywhere and everywhere. And remember, this is the other part about this that's infuriating, is this oil and gas is the oil and gas of the United States of America. And instead of the people getting the benefits of it, right? Like in Alaska, for example. In Alaska, people literally get a stipend. They get money sent to them by the government because when a company takes the oil out of the ground, they acknowledge this oil is owned by the people of Alaska. So they get a check sent to them, right? It's not like that in the rest of the country. In the rest of the country, some shitty private company goes in there and buys up the land and buys up the oil, and the American people see no benefits from this. They don't get a check. They don't get a check. So you have this private company claiming the natural treasures under the ground that belong to all of us that are in our ground in the United States of America on public land. They say, no, now we bought it, and so now it's private, and so now it's all ours. And so that's the other thing. At the end of the day, what is Trump trying to do? What is the right trying to do? They're trying to enrich their robber baron buddies. It all comes back to privatization. It all comes back to billionaires and oligarchs and robber barons. It all comes back to Trump and his buddies at the country club getting rich. And they run out the back door with all the money while regular working people get screwed. That's what it is. And so we'll see. I mean, look, if this article is correct, it's not easy for Trump to reverse this. And that's a phenomenal thing. But if I know anything about Trump, he'll just do some shit and worry about the consequences later and probably get away with it. Right? So we'll see what happens. But look, GG Biden on this one.
Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.